What's up, TRC fans? The long-awaited Android app is finally here. Download it today on Google Play. This thing moves, huh?
That's one fast fucking truck.
Thing hauls ass. What's up, TRC fans? Javier from That Racing Channel. We're here with Ivan's 2002 Silverado, and it is super badass. This thing makes stupid horsepower and has some pretty big turbos. Give you guys a little walk around here. She's beautiful, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, you mind popping the hood?
No, I don't mind at all.
Oh, man. Look at that. Nice little compound setup. That is a huge turbo, man.
Yeah, it's 100 millimeter.
100 millimeter, holy shit. And you can see it, you can actually see it from the wheel well here. So you couldn't fit the wheel well back on, huh?
No, it doesn't fit. Nothing fits down there anymore.
Oh man, this thing's crazy. Yeah, this thing's done right for sure. Ready to go for a ride?
Good work.
All right, what's up, my man?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Ivan?
Good, man.
Let's go for a spin, my man.
All right, let's go. Let's try it out.
So this is definitely a wolf in sheep's skin, man, because it's pretty quiet on the inside. You know, it's just got a matte wrap and that's it, man. Super sleeper, that's for sure.
That's what I like about it. It's so fun to surprise people with this thing. You know, people with superchargers and turbos and just walk them. It's the whole reason I race.
Oh yeah, man. So give us a rundown on the truck. What's done to it?
It's a 02 LB7, first like Duramax built by Isuzu to come out, and had it for like over 12 years now. Bought it at an auction, and just gone through motor after motor trying to figure out the right combination that works. Broke a couple of blocks, a couple of cranks, like 6 transmissions because the Allisons wear out the clutches, but I got it down packed now. Got an LML block. It's got 40 extra pounds of steel on the main bearings, so that should keep it from breaking. Got an alternate firing order camshaft in it, which removes the harmonics from the crankshaft, and the big set of twin turbos that hopefully cause a lot of fun and a lot of power.
That's sick, my man.
Yeah, it's a good, fun car to drive. I drive it around daily. Diesel still gets like 25 miles to the gallon probably. And my only complaint is that usually when I race a car, I can't see him after a couple of seconds because the smoke will just cover him right up. But figure that out one day.
So what's the turbo? It looks like a compound setup, right? What's the turbo setup?
Compound setup. It's got a S400 over an S500, or an S500 over an S400, better said. Built by Trent Nell from Extreme Prejudice Racing. It could make anywhere from 50 to 100 pounds of boost. It's got a Synapse 50 millimeter wastegate.
That's a ton of boost, man.
Yeah, it's a ton of boost. You know, diesels run on air, you know, air and fuel. So, you know, the more boost you can pump into them and fuel, the more power you make.
Yeah, a ton of compression, right?
Yeah, tons of compression. 500 PSI in just turning the motor over with the starter. You know, you could only imagine with another 100 pounds of boost on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of making power-wise? You said about, what, 1200, something like that?
I got enough fuel and turbos for 1200. So, and the pulse width is maxed out. Fuel pressure is staying up at about 24,000 PSI. So,
Jesus.
I should be making about 1180, 1200 to the rear wheel, something like that.
And a whole bunch more torque, I imagine.
Oh yeah, torque is usually double that of the horsepower numbers, maybe a little bit less. But,
so safe to say around 2,000, possibly?
Safe to say about 2,000 foot-pounds of torque to the rear wheels.
That's insane, man. That is insane.
Fun.
Nice, man. So you want to make a little hit here?
I'm down with that.
So you're going to put it in, what, four-wheel drive mode?
I'll put it in four-wheel high, because don't want to ruin my tires.
Oh, snap. That's sick.
What the hell is that?
It's a Viper.
All right.
Looks kind of quick. You want to do a run?
With a truck? Yeah, why not?
Why not, bro?
Seriously, man?
Oh god, this guy has no idea what's about to hit him.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
This thing moves, huh?
That's one fast fucking truck. Take care, man.
Take care, brother. Oh my god. That's wild, man. This thing hauls ass, dude.
Yeah, it rolls out.
That's a brand new Viper.
Is it? You think?
That's a brand new Viper.
GTS?
Yeah.
What does this thing split down? Like 640 to the rear or something? 600 to the rear?
Yeah, man. They put down real good power.
That's really nice. I like that. See,
I think the biggest difference is the weight, though, man.
What?
You know?
What luck? What the hell?
That's Florida for you. Good old 8 in the morning
Saturday
guy,
morning.
8 in the morning guy
right.
going to get his coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
Gets walked by a truck.
Yeah, Starbucks and smoke.
Oh man, I love this thing. Makes me want a truck.
Yeah, it'll do that to you. Got Carrillo rods, SoCal diesel pistons, stock heads with beehive valve springs, push rods, SoCal diesel Bosch 100% over pencils, they call them, injectors. Dual CP3s from ATS, 2300 RPM stall from ATS also, thanks to those guys. Suncoast stage 5 clutches in the tranny. Been pretty successful for the last couple of runs. Tranny usually holds about 30 or 40 passes on Alto Reds. Trying out a new clutch material now to see if it holds some more power. Got a Grizzly locker in the rear end, not because of power, but because it took a dump on me at probably 200,000 miles.
Jeez.
And
so you pretty much almost everything's been touched on this truck, and I think you said you do all the work yourself?
Yeah, I do all the work myself, with the exception of Mesa doing the rotating assembly, Mesa balancing in Miami. He does the decking of the motor and the balancing of the crank, but everything else was put together in my garage, from the differential to the tranny to the transfer case to the motor.
That's super impressive,
yeah,
man.
It's pretty fun, man. I love doing stuff on my own. You know what I mean? If I can, I do it on my own, and if I can't, I'll buy a book. You know what I mean? Just read about it. That's how I was successful at building a tranny.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. I love doing it. I spend months inside the garage every night after work, just working on it, cleaning up, putting little aprons on it, ARP studs everywhere, and it's just...
I mean, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, it's like building a model car when you're a kid, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
As an adult, and a lot more money that you have to pay.
Always a lot more money. So when you said you got it, what, 12 years ago at an auction?
I got it 12 years ago at an auction, just an all-stock truck, probably had about 120,000 miles on it or something like that. Used it for work, pulling trailers, all that kind of stuff, but, you know, unfortunately, I can't leave stuff alone, so it always started with a tuner, and then smoked the 5th gear, and then did the tranny for the first time, and then went to a bigger turbo.
It's a slippery slope, huh?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. And once you're going down that road, let me tell you, it's hard to get off. But
horsepower's an addiction, that's for sure.
Yes, definitely. Then I pushed the rod out of the side, pulling a trailer, windowed the block. Then I got another block, put it in, fully built it this time, got into a bunch of American Express debt. And then
sponsored by
American Express, and then with no freebies, and then built the motor, and then had an injector go bad, and then opened the hole in the piston, then pulled the motor out, ended up scoring the cylinder wall, then had to go 40 over with a new set of pistons, then broke the crankshaft at Immokalee running 8th mile. And then
yeah, they just make so much torque. It's really hard on the parts.
It's really hard. It really is hard. You know, I mean, it's easy for like somebody that does gas motors because they're so much more advanced, and the compression is so much lower that the torque and horsepower levels kind of match each other. But it's really hard on a diesel, you know, because they're not really made for horsepower. They're made for pulling. You know,
right? No, for sure.
Power,
for sure.
I mean? But you know, this thing has more torque than one of those huge Peterbilt semi-trucks that you see on the side of the road, you know what I mean?
It's insane,
and
dude.
It's kind of, you know, you think about it, those guys have differentials that won't even fit in the back of this thing to hold all the torque, so.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yeah.
All right, you want to make another little hit?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, cool. All right, so try what, little 4-wheel drive launch?
If it hooks, let's see with the new stall converter, see what it does.
Oh man, this thing sounds so good. Man, it pulls out of the hole.
Yeah, it does. And that wasn't that much boost. Probably launched at like 10 or 15 pounds of boost.
Nice. TRC approved.
All right,
man.
Awesome.
This thing just gets moving. It's honestly, it's such a weird feeling because you weren't like brake boosting it or anything, and then you just kind of rolled into it. But I mean, it feels like after 100 miles an hour, the thing just trucks.
Pulling, yeah,
no pun intended.
Pulling. Yeah, and what's funny is that you get like these guys with these Cadillac CTSVs and Z06s and Vipers, like we just saw. You know, and they think that they have top end game, you know what I mean? And they think, oh, a truck, you know what I mean? No big deal, 7,500.
Yeah, they're laughing, and all of a sudden you just freaking pull them.
But yeah, torque takes care of that.
Oh yeah,
7,200 pounds.
That's crazy. That's what this weighs, 7,200 pounds.
7,200 pounds.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, 32 gallons of diesel.
Nice, man. So I imagine you've probably caught a lot of people off guard with this thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's some of your best kills, you think?
I raced a Pontiac GTO with a blower, supercharged. Z06 with bolt-ons. Porsche 996 turbo.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm sure they were all just mind blown, like no idea what's about to hit them.
Yeah, they're pretty upset about it. A couple of Mustangs, supercharged Mustangs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really fun. You know, nowadays you got all these new cars that are making all this crazy horsepower, like Demons and Hellcats, you know what I mean? And it's getting hard to keep up, you know, even with a stock factory vehicle, but
oh, for sure,
it's still fun as hell when you spin.
Nothing beats boost, man.
Oh man, I love it so much. You feel that power kick in.
It's almost like we need the highway for this thing, man. Like, yeah, I want you to stay in it, but it's like, man.
Diesels live on it, baby. Diesels live on it.
Oh man,
it's that big charger. You know, you gotta have 2 gauges, one for the high pressure and one for the low pressure.
Yeah.
So then that atmospheric turbo kicks in, and then you see the high side will go up to like 70 pounds, and then the low side will be at like 40 or 50. And that's when you know you're getting just volume into that motor. Those 3-inch intercooler pipes are almost not enough.
That's so sick, my man. So I saw you flipping this little knob here. What's that about?
Dewey Dag. That's a DSP-5 switch, very common with the Duramax guys. You know, we use EFI Live to tune these trucks for the most part, and they give you the option to put a DSP-5 switch where you can select between 5 tunes. So if you are driving the truck daily, you could have like a tow tune or a street tune or a full power tune or a nitrous tune.
So yours takes it up in power?
Yeah, big time. I mean, if you leave it at 1, I mean, it's like a valet switch. You know, nobody can get on it. You know what I mean? But then you turn it up to 5, and it's just gobs.
And that's it. And that's what we were on before.
Yeah, we were on 5. We made all of our passes on 5. Thank God.
Nice, man. Nice. And I see a little Sneaky Pete. Yeah. Nitrous bottle back here.
Yeah, that's for when I get hungry and I need some chiche, some milk. That's the baby bottle back there. I used to use it a lot when I had the smaller set of twins. I had an S366 over an S480, and I was still not cleaning up the fuel as much as I wanted to, so I would just open up the bottle and give me some more mile an hour in the 1/8 mile,
yeah.
1/4 mile. But now with these big twins, shouldn't need it anymore.
Nice, badass, man. All right, guys, we had a blast in Ivan's truck. This thing hauls ass. It's super badass. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you next time.